and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right. We are confronted primarily with a moral issue. The heart of the question is whether all Americans are to be afforded equal rights and equal opportunities.
Good night, Mr. Evans.
Whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we want to be treated. If an American, because his skin is dark, cannot eat lunch in a restaurant open to the public, if he cannot send his children to the best public school available, if he cannot vote for the public officials who represent him, if, in short, he cannot enjoy the full and free life which all of us want, then who among us would be content to have the color of his skin changed? Who among us would then be content with the counsels of patience and delay? 100 years of delay have passed. President Lincoln freed the slaves, yet their heirs, their grandsons, are not fully free. They are not yet freed from the bonds of injustice. They are not yet freed from social and economic oppression.
That looks like a police car.
And this nation, for all its hopes and all its boasts, will not be fully free until all its citizens are free. We preach freedom around the world, and we mean it. And we cherish our freedom here at home. But are we to say to the world, and much more importantly, to each other, that this is a land of the free, except for the Negroes? That we have no second-class citizens, except Negroes? That we have no class or caste system, no ghettos, no master race, except with respect to Negroes? Now the time has come for this nation to fulfill its promise. The events in Birmingham and elsewhere have so increased cries for equality that no city or state or legislative body can prudently choose to ignore them. The fires of frustration and discord are burning in every city, north and south. Where legal remedies are not at hand, redress is sought in the streets. We face, therefore, a moral crisis as a country and a people. It cannot be met by repressive police action. It is a time to act in the Congress, your state and local legislative body, and above all, in all of our daily lives. A great change is at hand, and our task, our obligation, is to make that revolution, that change, peaceful and constructive for all. Those who do nothing are inviting shame as well as violence. Those who act boldly are recognizing right as well as reality.
Mango! Get the baby! Get the baby! Mango! Mango! Oh my God.
Turn me loose. Turn me loose. Turn me loose.
Medgar Evers believed in his country. It now remains to be seen whether his country believed in him.
The Citizens Council's already raised thousands for your defense. Money's pouring in from all over the South.
Ooh, nice likeness. What do you think, boys?
Hello, Mr. Beckwith.
Yeah.
Glad to see you.
Mighty glad to be here.
And isn't it true that your husband was the first to attempt to integrate the University of Mississippi?
Yes.
And at the time of his death, he was involved in a lawsuit to integrate the public school system, wasn't he?
Yes.
Well, your husband must have had quite a few enemies, would you agree?
Yes, he did.
Your eldest boy, his name is Kenyatta, isn't it?
Darrell Kenyatta Evers.
Kenyatta's a Mau Mau name, isn't it?
Sister Anne,
Now, isn't it true that over 100 people were arrested during the demonstration that your husband organized to boycott the department store downtown Jackson, known as Kennington's?
Who's that?
All
Ross Barnett.
reading and
You're
demonstrations
kidding.
were
Nope.
completely lawful.
You don't see that every day of the week. Former governor shaking hands with an accused assassin right in front of the jury.
There's not a court in America that would stand for that.
What's America got to do with anything? This is Mississippi.
Byron de la Beckwith.
And you live over Greenwood, Mississippi, correct?
Yes, my mother was a Yerga, and her mother was Susan Yerga, close personal friend of Miss Jefferson Davis.
Mr. Beckwith, you shoot Maggie Evers?
No, sir.
Your Honor, may I? Mr. Beckwith, is this your rifle?
Well, let's see. Well, it bears a similarity, but I couldn't say for certain. See, I don't record the serial numbers of my weapons, and my gun was stolen from my home several days before this whole business.
How do you feel, D-Lane?
I got tears in my eyes. For Dixie, huh?
In summation, not only did the surveillance cameras provide us with a visual record of the crime being committed, but 4 independent eyewitnesses observed the defendant removing his mask upon exiting the convenience store. Now, short of you ladies and gentlemen of the jury attending the actual event, we don't feel the state could have a stronger case. Thank you.
Counsel?
Hey, Bobby, how'd it go?
Well, through a combination of superior lawyering and a less than stellar performance by our criminal, I was able to secure a conviction.
Congratulations. Listen, I got a rape victim who's reluctant to testify. Can you handle the Harrison motion this afternoon?
You bet.
You're a lifesaver.
DeLauder, your wife just called.
What'd she want?
She said to remind you you're having lunch with her mother and your parents at 1 o'clock at the club.
How could I forget?
Bobby. Bobby. You seen this?
Yes, I have.
Evers' widow Murley's calling for the re-prosecution of Byron de la Beckwith.
Ed, this guy was killed over 25 years ago.
Just dig up whatever you can on Edgar Evers and be in my office at 3 o'clock.
Well, Ed, this is ridiculous.
Well, sure it is. But if we try to bury this, Murley Evers is going to have every black politician in Jackson climbing all over me.
Ed.
My office, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Clara, do we have any files around here on Medgar Evers?
Who?
Medgar Evers, the civil rights leader that got himself shot in the 1960s?
Oh, yeah, I just saw that file. It was sitting right next to the one on the Lindbergh baby.
Clara?
Yeah.
Just bring me what we have.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, you make Hines County any safer today, son?
Well, Daddy, you know how it is with criminals. It's like finding a gray hair. You pull one out and 2 more pop up and take its place.
Billy, I just love those earrings. Have you worn them before?
Oh, I've had them for quite some time. I just never wear them during the day.
You all see that nonsense about the Sovereignty Commission in the paper this morning?
Yeah, isn't that awful?
That fool Ray Hedman. Ever since he took over that paper, these dang liberals like Jerry Mitchell been trying to rewrite history. The Sovereignty Commission is a fine organization. Did a lot of good for this state.
Dixie, darling, would you pass me the butter, please?
Why'd they have to go digging up things that happened 25 years ago anyway?
Well, Medgar Evers' widow wants to reopen the case.
You can't be serious.
Ed asked me to look into it.
Well, you just tell him no thank you.
When are these people gonna get it through their heads that the 60s are over? The 1860s and the 1960s.
I thought they found that Beckwith fella not guilty.
Well, actually, there were 2 hung juries. Well, the reason that I know is because my late husband, Judge Moore, well, he was a spectator at both those trials. He'd never miss a day, and he told me, he said, that they would never convict that Beckwith fella, no matter how many trials they had.
Well, truth is, it's just a political thing. I don't think anything's going to come of it.
Well, son, for your sake, it had better not. You want to be a judge someday. You persecute a 70-year-old man, guilty or not, over some nigger, you'll have everybody in the state of Mississippi lined up against you. Hey, Howard.
How you doing?
Y'all got any of that crawdad chowder today?
Yes, sir.
How many for crawdad chowder?
Oh, come on.
Mrs. Evers, Mr. Dees, I'm Jerry Mitchell from the Clarion Ledger. I broke the story on the jury tampering in your husband's case.
Oh, yeah, I talked to you on the phone, didn't I?
That's right.
Yes. Thank you for all your good hard work. I can't tell you how much it's appreciated.
Well, I'm just doing my job, ma'am. Well, what do you think your chances are of getting the DA to reopen the case?
I've passed this way before. Let's just say I've adopted an attitude of tempered optimism.
Hey, the Lauder, hear the news? President Lincoln just got shot. Some guy named Booth did it.
The Sovereignty Commission, a state agency, actively worked against the DA's office to ensure that that jury had enough Beckwith sympathizers on it to keep him out of jail. Now, if that's not ground for a new trial, I don't know what is.
With all due respect, those old Sovereignty Commission files have been leaking out for years. All he did was run some background checks, which, while unethical, was not illegal. We can't prove jury tampering. Miss Evers, I'd like you to meet Bob and Lauder.
How do you do?
Pleasure.
This is Mr. Morris Dees, the Southern Poverty Law Center.
How you doing?
I was just explaining to Mr. Dees that in order for us to pursue this, we're going to need more than an article in the newspaper. We're going to need some new evidence.
In 1964, you had a mountain of evidence. All you boys got to do is retry Beckwith on the basis of that alone. You're going to get a sure conviction.
Well, as you can see, the mountain has crumbled a bit.
What's this?
I'm afraid that's all that's left of the state's case against Myron D. Beckwith. Just a few pages of the old police report.
Well, where's the gun?
Where's the bullet? Where's the original trial transcript? Where are the files? Beats the hell out of me.
Are you telling us it is lost?
No, I'm telling you, we don't have it.
Well, that's outrageous.
Miss Evers, even if we did have the evidence, old and new, we'd still never get around the Sixth Amendment right to a speedy trial. And I'm sure Mr. Dees would agree that 25 years isn't exactly what you call speedy.
May I see that?
Ms. Evers, this is pretty strong stuff.
I'd like to see it. June 13th, 1963. To the Jackson Police Department. When you catch whoever killed the nigger, you be sure to pin a medal on him, 'cause he just did the state of Mississippi one hell of a favor. June 14th, 1963. A female who refused to identify herself stated that she'd heard a rumor that Medgar Evers' wife had gotten jealous of Lena Horne, who appeared with Evers at a rally, and might have gotten her brother-in-law to kill Evers. Well, who wouldn't be jealous of Lena Horne? My God, what a beautiful woman.
Yes, ma'am.
The only reason the cops wrote that garbage down is because they actually took it seriously.
Mr. Dees.
Do you think for one moment that the police department in Washington, D.C. would have written it up if some nitwit had told them that Jackie Kennedy had a hand in JFK's death because her husband was running around with Marilyn Monroe?
What's your point?
My point, Mr. Peters, is that the murder of Medgar Evers was a race crime, a political crime, an assassination. And Byron D. Beckwith is free today thanks to a racist jury, a racist police department, and a racist DA's office.
25 years ago, Bill Waller and this office went after Beckwith. Not once, but twice. Now, I don't need to sit here and
Mr.
listen
Peters,
to your...
25 years ago, I sat on the witness stand, and I watched as the former governor of this state shook hands with the man who murdered my husband. while I was on the stand. Now, I don't expect you to understand the pain and suffering that my family and I have gone through, but I did come here thinking that this office might want to see justice finally served.
Miss Evers.
Mr. Peters, you've given me all the reasons why you can't pursue this. Perhaps you can find one reason why you can. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Miss Evers? Mrs. Evers? Ed Peters is a good man, but as you can see, we simply don't have a case. Now, I know you've been living with this thing for a long while, but maybe it's just time you...
Let it go? I can understand why you think that, Mr. DeLauder. For years, I said the same thing to Medgar. Let it go. Let's get out of Mississippi. Do you know what he said to me? I don't know whether I'm going to heaven or to hell, but I'm going from Jackson. Good afternoon, Mr. DeLauder.
Hey, everybody, I'm home.
Oh, we don't need that. Just sign over the tattoo where it says hi. Hey, you must be Laurie Partridge.
Hey, Tiger.
Hi, Dad.
Are you sure you have enough distractions? I can go into your room and get your Game Boy for you.
Dad.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey.
Hi, Dad. Did you bring me a lollipop?
Yes, I did, and I got one for Claire, too.
Thanks, Daddy.
How was school today, sweetie?
Okay.
Did Miss Collins like the bracelet you made for her?
Uh-huh. Daddy, tell us a story.
Okay.
A real scary one.
Claire, you want to hear a story, too?
Okay, but not too scary.
Okay, let's go into Mommy's and Daddy's room because we don't want to disturb Bert.
You want something to eat?
No, I got some at the office.
Thanks for letting me know. There, honey, what are you doing now?
I can't sleep. Ghost is back.
I'll go. The ghost is back. Where is he this time?
In my bed.
Oh, really? Well, we'll just have to see about that. Well, look, you were right. He's sitting right there on the bed.
No, Daddy. That was over by the window.
Oh, I see. Thought your bottle tree was supposed to keep him away.
Maybe I don't have the right kind of bottles.
You know, baby, when we lived in Natchez, there was a ghost that lived right next door in the remains of this old house that got burned during the war. And sometimes he'd come over and get right in my closet.
How'd you make him go away?
Well, your granny would come in and she'd sing a special song, and before you know it, he was gone.
What'd you sing?
She sang the song that every ghost from Mississippi loves.
Sing it, Daddy.
All right. I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. In Dixieland where I was born, early on one frosty morn, Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die. In Dixie, away, away, away down south in Dixie.
Bobby, Bobby.
Hey, Jerry, I'd ask you what's new, but I'm afraid you'd tell me.
Well, you're what's new. My readers are on the edge of their collective seat. Will Mr. DeLauder or will he not go after Byron D. LeBecq?
The district attorney's office has every intention of thoroughly investigating the possibility of reopening the case.
Well, I didn't go to law school, sir, but that sounds an awful lot like bullshit to me.
Nice talking to you, Jerry.
Have a nice day.
Yeah?
Clara, can you tell me how I can get a hold of Lewis Skinner or Fred Sanders?
Well, if you want Lewis Skinner, you're gonna need a big shovel and about 6 hours of digging time.
What's Fred's status?
As far as I know, he's still above ground.
Now, back in '63, none of those houses were there. That was all vacant lot. And this here was all covered over with brush. I got out here 8 minutes after the call came in. The way Miss Evers was yelling at me, you'd think I was the one who done it. This is where they found the gun hidden in some honeysuckle vines.
Got any idea where that gun might be today?
Hell no. Back in those days, evidence had a habit of disappearing after the trials. Now look at that. Hell, my grandmother could have picked Evers off from over here. That's where he was shot, right there. That big tree wasn't there at the time. There was blood everywhere, all over the driveway, all over the car. It was as if somebody had butchered a hog. But this Evers, he must have been one hell of a strong man, because somehow he managed to drag himself all the way up to his door. And after that bullet tore through Evers' back, it slammed through that window, crashed through a wall, ricocheted off a refrigerator, and busted a coffee pot. We found it laying on the kitchen counter next to a watermelon.
You're kidding me.
No, sir.
Did he have any kids?
Well, if memory serves, I believe that there were 3 little ones there that night.
What kind of man shoots another man in the back in front of his family?
I love the land of my birth. I do not mean just America as a country, but Mississippi, the state in which I was born. So the deplorable things I speak of here today will be said to you in hopes of a future where such will not be the case in Mississippi. In the horrific deaths of Emmett Till, Reverend G.W. Lee, Lamar Smith, and a variety of other atrocities, no one has been convicted. And we feel those guilty of having committed these ungodly acts had the feeling of assurance that nothing ever would be done. For you see, ladies and gentlemen, white juries have yet to convict a white man in Mississippi guilty of a crime against a Negro. The failure of the so-called decent or moderate white person to take a positive and uncompromising stand for right and justice is a contributing factor, accentuated by the conspicuous absence.
Why are you looking at it?
To speak out.
Oh, I just wanted to get an idea of who he was.
Well, I'd like to get an idea of who you are.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Bobby, I was more than willing to go down that road with you when you first got out of law school and did all that pro bono work. And I didn't complain when you went to work for that Jew lawyer who ran you ragged. Now, maybe I minded just a little when you turned down that wonderful offer from Morrison Bragg so you could be assistant DA at 1/4 the salary. But I'll be damned if I spent the last 10 years supporting your every career decision just so you could humiliate me.
Dixie.
You're gonna pursue this thing, aren't you? You're gonna pursue this thing and you're gonna humiliate me in front of my friends and my family and the entire state of Mississippi.
Dixie, I'm just looking at a couple of tapes.
Fine. Look at your tapes. That's all you'd better do.
Why not?
Because you can't win.
Who says?
Sixth Amendment said it.
Suppose I could get around the Sixth Amendment.
Jesus, Bobby, it's one thing for the grieving widow to carry on.
Suppose an argument could be made that the Sixth Amendment doesn't apply, like the McDonald case.
You want to retry Beckwith? Fine. All you're going to have to do is dig up 26-year-old physical evidence, which probably no longer in existence, and then you're not only going to have to identify, but you're going to have to locate the key witnesses who, even if you do find them, are probably dead or senile or
Their
both.
testimony could be read into the record from the trial transcript.
If we could find a certified transcript. We haven't seen one of those in over 25 years.
What if I found one?
All right, let's say by some miracle you found one. You managed to get an indictment. Let's say by some even greater miracle, the Circuit Court, the State Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court didn't throw it out, and you actually got to trial. What if you lose?
Oh, Ed, that's
the whole
always
state, which is supposed to have changed so much over the past 25 years, is going to be looking at the worst damn public relations disaster since that little black kid, Emmett Till, bobbed up out of Tallahatchie.
Are you telling me I can't go after this?
No, I'm telling you, you're dealing with the past. State of Mississippi, that's not a place you want to be.
Well, hopefully Jerry Mitchell can keep this thing alive for us.
Jerry Mitchell's fine, Mom, but what we need is national press.
Daryl, CNN is not going to run a major story about how the DA of Hines County is refusing to re-prosecute a case that's a quarter of a century old. Stop annoying your grandmama.
Rena, don't you know the greatest joy in your mother's life is being annoyed by her grandchildren?
Next to being annoyed by you, Walter.
I'll get it.
I'm not here no matter who it is.
Hello? Who? But just a minute, please.
I want you to eat those beans now.
It's long distance from Jackson. A man by the name of Delora. You want me to take it?
No, I'll take it. Eat those beans. Hello?
Hello, Miss Evers. I know you probably left here feeling pretty discouraged the other day, but I hope you understand that Mr. Peters was just being realistic.
Oh, I understand perfectly.
But I also wanted you to know, ma'am, that we are going to be keeping this case open. Miss Evers?
Tell me something, Mr. DeLorda. Did it suddenly occur to Mr. Peters that he had better start making nice with the black community before November?
Miss Evers,
He made it abundantly clear to me that in addition to having no evidence and no witnesses, he also had no interest.
actually, Miss Evers, looking into this wasn't so much Mr. Peters' idea as it was mine.
Yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. DeLorda, Judge Russell Moore was perhaps the most racist judge in the history of the state of Mississippi. Why would his son-in-law be interested in this case?
Well, Miss Evers, I'm 37 years old, just like Medgar was, and I've got 3 kids like he did. I was 11 years old when your husband was killed, and I hardly remember him at all, but I went by your house the other day, and I could see him there, watering his lawn, working on his roof, playing with his children. No man has the right to take another man away from his children.
I appreciate the call, Mr. DeLorda.
I'll keep in touch, Miss Evers.
Did you plan on telling me? Or was I just gonna read about it in the papers? I'm supposed to be at dinner at the Walker's house in 15 minutes.
Well, I've got a lot of work to do here.
Suit yourself.
Nobody gives a good goddamn what Byron D. LeBeckwith did to some Medgar Evers 26 years ago. Hell, Larry Smith got shot down in his own damn driveway just last week, and it wasn't for no civil rights neither. It's for whatever spare change he had in his pocket.
You know something, Crisco? I could have had any investigator I wanted on this case, and I asked for you.
Am I meant to be flattered by that? We're supposed to be trying to nail Eddie Williams for splitting Wendell Washington's head open with a pickaxe. Or that guy Pearson for emptying his rifle into Donnie Brown's chest.
That's right. That's why we're only going to be working on this case in our spare time.
Holy shit. Will you look at this? You could buy a whole damn General Electric refrigerator for $185. Talk about your good old days.
That's my daddy.
Well, hey, Benny, I didn't know your daddy was on the force, too.
Sure. Detective L.C. Bennett. He told me he was there when they found Beckwith's rifle, but I sure ain't never seen this.
John Goza is dead. Herbert Spate is dead. But B.L. Pittman is dead.
Is anybody alive?
This is pointless.
Yeah.
It's Jerry Mitchell.
Uh-huh. Jerry! No, Jerry, I don't have the gun yet. I don't have anything yet. If I find the gun, you'll be the first to know. Pain in my ass.
It's funny. I came by to see if you could use some help on this case, and here you are with a picture of my daddy.
We sure could use some help on this thing, Benny. How are you at bringing people back from the dead?
You're joking, but that's exactly what we have to do. We have to make the past start living again. This whole case is one big resurrection. Now, I want you guys to go through every piece of literature from every organization Beckwith was a part of. White Citizens Council, Sons of the American Revolution, KKK, all of them.
Good. I always loved homework.
And we're going to start by paying these boys a little visit.
Who's that?
2 cops said they saw Beckwith 90 miles away at the time of the murder.
You think you're gonna get Holly and Cresswell to admit they lied under oath?
Time has a way of cleaning up people's memories. I love the Delta. It's the best place on earth.
Yeah, if you're a mosquito.
Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Holly.
Sometimes you can't win for losing. Yeah, I asked you boys to meet me out here so as to avoid running into any of my constituents.
How long have you been an alderman up here, Mr. Holly?
Oh, hell. Must be going on about 5 years. But I'll tell you this. If word got out that I testified on behalf of Byron D. Beckwith, I suppose in a way, your boss and me got the same problem.
Sir?
Well, if we won't keep our jobs, we're both gonna have to kiss an awful lot of black behind.
Mr. Holly, Medgar Evers was killed shortly after midnight, 90 miles away in Jackson. There's no way the killer could have been up here in Greenwood at 1 a.m. pumping gas.
Oh, sir, that'd be impossible.
I know it was a long while ago, but I'd like you to think back, if you would, and tell me, are you still sure about the time you say you saw Mr. Beckwith at that gas station?
Well, sir, this little memory of mine just keeps getting worse and worse with each passing year, but there's 2 things I am pretty sure about. It was approximately 1:03 in the morning, and old Delay was gassing up that Valiant of his.
Lying son of a bitch.
You honestly thought you were gonna hear something different?
Maybe we'll have better luck with his partner.
Y'all want to spin me? Then you go right ahead and do it. But if I see you, Byron D. Beckwith, or the blackest nigger in this country putting gas in his car at the time of a murder, then that's what I'm gonna say.
I'd say he's in our camp.
I wish I had better news for her today.
Who's that?
Ms. Evers. Fill it up for me, would you, buddy? I'll call her every Friday and let her know how the case is progressing.
Got flash for you, Bobby. This case ain't progressing.
Think about her keeping this thing alive all this time. Imagine a woman loving a man so much.
Hell, I can't even get a woman to love me while I'm still alive. You know what I did after my last divorce? I took up golf. Man needs a hobby to occupy his mind. Otherwise, he starts doing crazy things, like drinking too much. Or chasing 26-year-old murder cases across the Mississippi Delta.
Hello?
Ms. Evers?
Mr. DeLorda.
I told you I'd call you every Friday, and, well, it's Friday, Ms. Evers, so I'm calling.
Mr. DeLorda, this really isn't necessary.
No, it's important to me. You know we're doing what we can. I wish I had better news for you today, but the truth is we still haven't been able to locate the autopsy report. Most of the physical evidence is still missing. A number of the witnesses have died, which really hurts us, and so far we've had no luck in finding the original trial transcript, and I've just spoke with both Holly and Cresswell, and they're sticking by their stories.
Well, Mr. DeLorda, I'm sure as the Assistant District Attorney of Hinds County, you're doing everything in your power to see that justice is done.
Ms. Evers.
Mr. DeLorda.
I'll call you next Friday.
I'll be on pins and needles till then.
I waited for you to come home. I'm not taking the children with me. I just need to be on my own for a while. I was just wondering when we stopped loving each other.
I don't know.
What happened, Bobby?
People change.
You saying I've changed?
I'm saying you haven't.
It's a beautiful area, Mr. Beckwith.
Oh, it's heaven on earth. Of course, like everywhere else, we do get the occasional stray nigger moving in, but their houses always seem to burn down. Then again, you know how careless niggers are with their cigarettes.
Real beauty, ain't
You know,
Where'd you get this?
Ed Bryson over at Channel 3. They're running a piece on Beckwith this weekend.
Tell me, Mr. Beckwith, do you think it's a crime for a white man to kill a black man?
You know, God put the white man here to rule over all the dusky races. Now, it says so in the Bible.
So you think there's a chance that you would ever be indicted again for the murder of Medgar Evers?
Hell, why would I be indicted again? Do you know of any new evidence?
No.
Are you a Jew?
I'm a Catholic.
No, because I told you I won't talk to no Jew. See, because anybody who knows anything about these Jews and these niggers knows that it was these Jews that put the niggers up to all this foolishness, this CORE and SNCC and NAACP. So,
But if you were indicted again?
Well, I'm just gonna tend to my business, like I always have. I'm gonna look out for my God, my family, and the whole state of Christ Church. And that don't encompass anybody but white Christians. All these other races and colors and creeds and sissies, whatever, they are antichrist. See, many of them believe in human sacrifices and voodoo and such.
Mr. Beckwith, according to your way of thinking, how could justice be done in the Medgar Evers murder case?
Well, you first First, you got to find out who killed the nigger.
And then what?
Then you just do whatever the law says that you can do if you're big enough to do it.
He's daring us to get him.
That don't change the fact we still ain't got nothing.
I know what you're gonna say. Did I kill Medgar Evers?
Did you?
I did not kill him. But he sure is dead. And he ain't coming back.
What did you think when you heard Medgar Evers had been killed?
I didn't shed a tear. No, sir.
Here you go. The latest literary efforts from the Hate Group of the Month Club.
People who only got one thing on their minds, they sure got a whole lot of ways to tell you about it.
I wonder what old Judge Moore would be thinking about all this.
Dixie still living with her mom?
Shit, I'm late.
Hot off the presses, armed robbery. A guy named Spradlin held up Chriselle's. Got away with $3,800 and order onion rings.
All right, Ed, I'll take care of it.
Where are you going?
Dixie's home with the kids. I said I'd be there by 6.
What about the Owens case?
I'm totally prepared, Ed. The assault with the baseball bat.
No, the carjacking.
Right, the carjacking. I'm on top of it.
Bobby, look, I know you want to make this Evers thing your life's work, but we got a case or two that occurred in this decade.
Ed, I promise.
Bobby, this office can't keep covering for you with the judges. You best be in court tomorrow morning. Don't worry, Ed. I'll be there.
Daddy, how come Grandpa Russell would be mad at you?
What?
Mommy said Grandpa Russell would be mad at you.
Great. What else did Mommy say?
She said that you're doing something that Grandpa won't like.
Yeah, well,
What are you doing?
Drew, Grandpa Russell and I didn't always agree on things.
What things?
Let's see, how can I explain this?
Explain it.
Right. Well, you know how sometimes people can just be different.
Like how?
Well, Grandpa Russell used to like to eat pig's knuckles.
Ugh.
That's how I feel. See, we're different. And Grandpa Russell used to like to build things, and I can't build anything, but I like to work in the garden. And Grandpa Russell had guns all over his house, and we don't have any guns here.
I have a gun.
Well, yours is a nuclear-powered laser gun. I'm talking about handguns and rifles. Holy shit.
Claire, watch Drew.
Holy shit.
Don't say that. That's a bad word. Benny?
Hey, Bobby.
When Fred Sanders was showing me the crime scene, he said something about evidence disappearing after trials. Do you know anything about that?
My daddy told me that kind of thing happened all the time. People used to take stuff as souvenirs. You know, lawyers, bailiffs, clerks.
How about judges?
Yeah. I'm afraid I won't be able to play next Tuesday. We have a round robin at the club, and I promised Luann.
Well, honey, don't worry about it. I'll call Charlene. If she can't make it, it's okay. I'll get Louise. Sugar, play that jack of clubs for me there, if you would, please, ma'am.
Hi, Mom.
Bobby, what are you doing here? Dixie's not here, honey.
Well, I thought you'd enjoy a little visit from your grandkids.
Well, darling, it's my bridge night tonight. Drew, come here.
Well, we can't stay but
Claire,
a minute.
Bobby.
Caroline, do you remember that rifle that Judge Moore used for holding open the door to his study? Have you seen that around anywhere, maybe?
Ladies, y'all know Bobby. It's Marilyn and Jill and Leah.
Hello, ladies. Hey, I don't want to keep you all from your bridge game. You go right ahead, and I'll be right back down.
Now, what is he doing here, Caroline? He's looking for a gun. Bobby! Bobby? I don't appreciate you up here just roaming around, and I want you coming right back down those stairs now, please, and leave.
I've spent many a happy hour up here arguing the fine points of the law with your husband.
Oh, yes. And if he knew what you were up to with this Evers nonsense, ooh, that man would turn over in his grave.
I said that to myself just this morning.
Dixie always said that you were just crazy as hell.
Well, maybe she did have a point.
Bobby, I love you. But You and Dixie, you're not any more right for each other than the man in the moon. Okay, I'm going back and resume my bridge game.
You go on ahead, Miss Moore. I'll be right down.
Bobby, it's best if you come on back down with me right now. I prefer it. Watch that, Bobby. You be careful with that thing. It could be loaded.
Could you hold on to that for me for a minute, please?
What are you doing?
I just want to check this serial number.
Bobby, I love my grandchildren.
A little bit higher,
It's totally inappropriate for you to come just marching in here and you expect me to just let you... What?
I love you, Caroline.
You're full of shit.
Go check the evidence locker. I just logged it in.
Logged what in?
The gun that killed Medgar Evers.
You're full of shit.
Who's full of shit?
Bobby says he found the gun that killed Medgar Evers.
You're full of shit.
Well, you finally got something to tell Mrs. Evers.
Hey, I'm not going to tell Mrs. Evers.
Bobby, for months you've been making those Friday calls just so you could get her to trust you. If you don't tell her and she finds out...
That's just the point. I can't have her find out. This can't leave the office. It's great we have the gun, but the only way we're going to get a new indictment is if we find something they didn't have 27 years ago. And the way I see it, that something's going to come from Beckwith.
Beckwith?
Yes, sir. Right now, he's sitting on his mountaintop shooting his mouth off to anyone who'll listen. No telling what incriminating thing's liable to come out of that old man. But if he knows we have something like this, he'll know we're taking this investigation seriously, and he'll just clam right up.
Bobby, I doubt that Beckwith and Murley ever speak all that often.
Murley Evers does speak to Jerry Mitchell. And Jerry Mitchell speaks to the world.
You best stop wasting our taxpayers' money. Enjoy your drive home.
Nice to see Jackson still has some concerned citizens. Well, heck, son, what did you expect? I expect people to act like decent, law-abiding citizens. That's what I expect. This is 1990 for crying out loud.
Of course it is. And we got blacks and whites playing ball together and on the police force and the government on TV. We are a fully evolved society. Aren't we, son? Let me tell you something. This country may be legally integrated, but emotionally, we will always be segregated.
I don't know that I accept that.
Of course not. You're Bobby DeLauder, Mississippi's self-appointed new civil rights leader.
Barney, do we have to talk about all this?
No, we do not. Hey, who all wants some of your grandpa's famous baby back? Bobby, you're my son. I don't want to see you get hurt.
In Jackson, Mississippi, in 1963, there lived a man who was brave. He fought for freedom.
Hello, Ms. Evers. It's Bobby DeLauder. Nothing earth-shattering, no. We've located just about all of the witnesses who were still with us, but without the original trial transcript, it's been tough piecing the case together.
Hey, Bobby?
No, ma'am, that's about it. I understand. I wish I had something more to report.
Hang up the phone.
No, I understand. Well, hopefully I'll have something a little more exciting for you next Friday.
Bobby.
You too.
Bobby, hang up.
I'll call you next Friday, Ms. Evers. Thank you. Goodbye.
What is going on?
Would a confession by Mr. Beckwith himself qualify as exciting?
What do you got?
You know Jack Abels?
The lawyer?
He's representing a movie studio in a defamation of character suit brought by a couple of Klansmen. Didn't like the way they were portrayed in a certain motion picture. While he was doing his research, he came across that.
Clandestine.
It was written about 20 years ago about this Klan titan turned FBI informant named Adelmar Dennis. On page 38, he talks about attending a Klan rally in August of 1965. Guess who was a motivational speaker at that particular rally?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Beckwith?
Our boy. Listen to this. And I quote, "Killing that nigger gave me no more inner discomfort than our wives endure when they give birth to our children."
Sound like a confession to me.
Let's run down this Delmar Dennis, fellas. I think we need to have a little chat with him.
I got $100, says old Delmar Chicken's out on us.
He's probably hiding out in the woods, shitting in his drawers.
Where the hell is this place?
This guy informed on the Klan. He could have made a deal with them to save his butt by delivering us.
That's a happy thought.
When you bobbied the lauder? Holding rallies and burning crosses is one thing. But when they killed them 3 kids up in Neshoba County, them Freedom Riders...
Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner.
Yeah. That made a lot of people come to their senses. Anyway, that's why I decided to go undercover for the FBI.
Mr. Dennis, I need to ask you if what you say in that book happened. The part about Beckwith's speech at that Klan rally, is that or is that not a fact?
It's a fact. I was shocked when he said it, and I remember thinking how stupid he was shooting off his mouth like that in front of 100 men.
Did you report that incident to the FBI?
Sure I did. But Beckwith was a white man accused of killing a black. The FBI wasn't going to blow my cover on a case they knew they couldn't win. They were saving me for the Neshoba trial because...
2 of the victims were white.
Right.
Mr. Dennis, if I can't build a case, I give you my word that we never had this conversation. But if I can, will you testify?
Byron de la Beckwith is the craziest, most dangerous sumbitch I ever come across. He's so crazy even the Klan's afraid of him.
He's an old man now.
That old man is probably more dangerous today than he was 30 years ago.
Mr. Dennis, we need your help.
Can't make no promises.
You know something, Mr. Dennis? The 6 months I've been working this case, a lot of people have told me to give it up as a lost cause. It's 27 years old, let sleeping dogs lie. But you see, I'm having a hard time doing that because I don't see what difference it makes if a man was bushwhacked yesterday, today, or 27 damn years ago. Murder is murder. It's still my job to bring the son of a bitch who did it to justice, and it's still your job to help me.
Oh, no. I did my job. I testified against the Klan. They shot out my windows, blew up my car. They hunted and harassed me for 25 years. Don't that get me even for the wrong I done?
We never get even for the wrong we've done.
If I do this thing, you gotta promise me protection.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, stop that, stop that. Knock it off. Enough of that. What's going on here?
Did he called you a nigger lover? My daddy says y'all going after an innocent man for something that isn't even a crime.
Well, that's enough fighting for today, son. You get on home. Go on home now. Let me take a look at you. My God, get in this house. What's gotten into you?
All this fight, all this name calling. Is this what you want, Bobby? To drag your children into all this?
What would you have me do, Mama? Let a murderer go free?
You know I'd never tell you your business. I'm just thinking about the children.
I just don't understand why every decent person in this state isn't sickened by what happened here 27 years ago.
Oh, Bobby, honey.
You're not, are you, Mama?
Not in front of the children.
Why not? I was just a kid when Medgar Evers was killed, and I can still remember you and your friends sitting in the kitchen discussing it. And I recollect someone saying that nigger needed to be shot.
I would never have said a hateful thing like that.
But you didn't cry for him, did you, Mama?
I can't say that I shed any tears over him, but that doesn't
Had
mean...
it been our beloved Governor Ross Barnett got himself shot in his driveway, you would have been bawling your eyes out. Medgar Evers left behind a young widow and 3 little kids. Why didn't you cry for him?
I don't want to discuss this now.
Why, Mama?
Because he was trying to destroy our way of life. And he succeeded all too well. This whole state's going to hell in a handbasket on that kind of integration, and that's a fact. And if you think that they appreciate one damn thing we gave them, you're crazy.
Well, hey, Tiger, how you feeling?
Hi, Ma.
Your son has one tough nose.
So it's not broken?
No. Doctor says he'll be tender for a couple days, then he'll be good as new.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ma.
Mr. DeLauder,
Yes?
are you the one involved in this Medgar Evers thing?
Yes, I am.
I just want to tell you I think what you're trying to do is very important.
Well, thank you very much. I don't want to see you kids getting into any more fights.
But Daddy called you.
I don't care what he called me. It doesn't bother me what he called me. You've got to learn not to let it bother you. There's a whole lot of people around here who don't like what Daddy's doing right now.
What are you doing, Daddy?
I'm trying to put a bad man in jail.
Mama says what you're doing is wrong. Grandma said Edgar Evers is ruining our life.
Medgar Evers was a good guy who tried to help people.
Did he try to beat the bad guys?
Well, yes, he did. He fought so that black people could eat in the same restaurants and swim in the same pools and shop in the same stores and go to the same schools as white people.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But you guys are going to hear people say all kinds of bad things about what your daddy's doing right now. They're going to tease you, try to pick fights. But no matter what they do, I want you to walk away.
What they say something really mean?
They're only words, and they can't hurt you unless you let them.
Is this about sticks and stones?
That's exactly what this is about. Now, you all understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. All y'all get on to bed now. Good night. Hello?
I heard you had a little visit with my friend Delmar.
Mr. Beckwith?
Next time you see old Delmar, you tell him for me. There are a lot of dark, windy roads between the backwoods of Louisiana and our courtroom in Jackson, Mississippi. A man could get lost.
Daddy?
Claire, sweetie, what's the matter?
The ghost's in my room again.
Oh, well, let's see what we can do. Where is he this time, baby?
Sitting right there.
Oh, right.
Daddy, sing Dixie.
Okay. Hop into bed, sweetie.
Daddy, sing.
You know, sweetie, maybe Dixie's not the right song. Maybe that's why this ghost keeps coming back.
But you said...
No, I know, baby, but I'm not so sure that all ghosts like Dixie.
But how do we know what this ghost likes?
Well, seeing as this is your special ghost, maybe he'll like your favorite song.
Oh, MacDonald?
Yeah. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
Okay. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a...
Ghost?
Okay. And on that farm he had a ghost, E-I-E-I-O. With a boo-boo here and a boo-boo there, here a boo, there a boo, everywhere a boo-boo. Old MacDonald had a
So, you wanted to have lunch to talk about Bert's nose?
No, actually,
I didn't think so. So then this is a date?
Apparently.
In the hospital cafeteria?
Well, I took a chance. I thought it would either be stupid or charming. What do you think?
Is there a third choice?
Extremely charming?
That's the one.
So how'd you get into all this?
You want the standard answer or the truth?
How about a little of both?
Well, I always liked helping people, and I liked the hours.
Which answer was that?
A little of both. But I do like that I work 1 week on and 1 week off.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, you just have to be careful not to do too much shopping in that 1 week off. That 1 week off can kill you. What about you?
Oh, I wanted to be a lawyer since I was a little kid. I watched Perry Mason all the time. I identified with him.
But he was a defense attorney.
I know. Later on, I realized that the only way he ever won a case is if some guy jumped up in the middle of a trial and yelled, "I did it," and I didn't see that happening all that often, so I switched to the other side.
Well, I think it's a good thing you did.
You would be in the minority these days.
There are a lot more people on your side than you think.
You're not just saying that because I bought you lime jello.
Well, it is the way to a woman's heart. But if you could pull this off, I think it'd do the state of Mississippi a whole lot of good.
And if I don't?
I'll pretend I never met you.
I see this. I have renewed faith in the institution of marriage.
I just can't get enough of my little hunk of burning love.
Not now, Clara May.
Claire Mayfield. It's Jerry Mitchell.
I'll take it. Yes, Jerry.
I know you have the gun.
Jerry, we've been over this.
And I know you found it in Russell Moore's den. Now, there'll be a story tomorrow about how the DA's office has been lying to the people of Jackson and how Bobby DeLauder's been lying to Mrs. Merle Evers. And I'm just calling to see if you care to comment.
You've explained why you lied to the press. You still have not explained why you lied to me.
Mrs. Evers, I told you Jerry Mitchell is a loose cannon, and I thought this case was so delicate I didn't want to take any chances.
Mr. DeLauder, I'm the last person on earth who would jeopardize this investigation, and you know that. There's something you're not telling me.
Ms. Evers, I swear to God, there is no cover-up.
So you fully intend to seek an indictment and a new trial?
Well, that's what we've been working toward, isn't it?
I thought so, Mr. DeLauder. I thought so.
This latest revelation only proves what we suspected all along. Ed Peters and Bobby DeLauder are just putting on a show for the black community. As far as I'm concerned, they're nothing but a pair of lying racists who never, I repeat, never had any intention of prosecuting this case.
You want to see me?
Yeah, Bob, come on, sit down.
Sure you don't mind being seen in the same room with a lying racist?
I don't mind if you don't. You know Pat Bennett?
Sure, she's one of the best lawyers in the state. Why are we talking about her?
I thought she might be able to give you some help on the case.
I've got it under control, Dad.
You have your share of the 93 capital murder cases we have waiting for trial under control? What new excuse would you suggest I give to the families of the victims as to why the people that murdered their loved ones have yet to see the inside of a courtroom?
Ed, I'm just curious. The fact that Pat Bennett is black wouldn't have anything to do with this, would it?
I'm not going to dignify that. Whatever you may think, this is not the Bobby DeLauder case. This is a case against the peace and dignity in Mississippi. Monday morning, I'm making a change.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to hear the testimony of a fingerprint expert concerning evidence that he claims to have identified on a certain glass. That you are entitled to consider the prosecution's failure to make the glass available to the defense. It is permissible for that one fact alone to raise a reasonable doubt in your minds that would require Mrs. Savage's acquittal.
Can he do that?
This is my case, damn it.
What?
How dare they say I'm putting on a show? There are only two people who really care about this case, and I'm one of them. If anybody's putting on a show, they are. The only thing they're trying to do is stir up emotions and position themselves as the saviors of the black community.
Based on the lateral slash on the interior portion of the fingerprint, take the center whorl.
Bobby, where are you going?
And the top swirl. I am certain that this fingerprint found on the bar glass cover.
Hello?
Ms. Evers, this is Bobby DeLauder. I hope I didn't disturb you.
No.
This won't take but a minute, ma'am. Ms. Evers, when I started off, I had nothing more than a couple of pages and an old police report. And I've spent the better part of a year bumping up against dead witnesses and tracking down live ones. My car's been vandalized, my son's been in a fight, and I've been called every ugly thing there is by every racist in the state of Mississippi. And now, just when there's a possibility for a new indictment, I've got to fight off all the black politicians as well. Now, I am truly sorry that I lied to you about the gun, but ma'am, I have made a commitment to this case, and I will be goddamned, pardon me, if I give it up now to some special prosecutor. I don't care if he's black, green, orange, or navy blue. I have made a commitment to this case, and now I'm asking you to make a commitment to me. And if you do, I promise you I will ride this thing all the way to the finish line or collapse heading in that direction.
Thank you for your call, Mr. DeLauder.
Ah, the hell with her. She's just like all the rest of them.
Bobby, the white world has not exactly gone out of its way to make Mrs. Evers particularly trusting.
When does it start? What do I have to do? We had a chance here, a real chance, to send a message to this country that the state of Mississippi is not just a bunch of redneck racists. My mother was right. We should just separate and go back to the way things were and let the South rise again.
You don't believe that?
Why not? Merle Evers does not want my help. To her, I'm just another white man trying to put her in her place. She can't see the difference between me and Byron D. LeBeckwith.
Bobby, you didn't tell her about the gun.
That's right. I did not tell her about the gun. And if I had it to do over again, I still wouldn't have told her about the gun. The decision to keep the discovery of the murder weapon a secret was a good strategy. And it wouldn't have bothered her a lick if I was black. I would have just been a smart lawyer.
Can't have it both ways.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Bobby, you told me the reason you didn't tell Ms. Evers about the gun was that you were afraid she would leak the story. You can't very well expect her to trust you if you don't trust her.
I want you to meet with Pat Bennett this afternoon and bring her up to speed.
Fine.
It's for the best, Bobby.
You say so, Ed. I'm going out for a while. You want something?
Yeah, like a Mercedes convertible, but I'd settle for a Dr. Pepper.
Mr. DeLorda, there are 4 important things in my life. Medgar, Walter, my children, and this. The original court-certified transcript. I've kept this for 27 years, through 3 district attorneys. Once I give this up, I know that it may be gone forever. I don't believe you'll find any more opposition to your continuing to handle this case.
Thank you, ma'am. It's truly appreciated.
Let's get the son of a bitch.
My pleasure.
The decision by the District Attorney's Office of Hinds County to reopen the 27-year-old murder case of Byron De La Beckwith continues to cause controversy. Citizens of Jackson and other parts of the state are concerned that taxpayers' money is being used to dig up the past.
Today, the grand jury handed down an indictment of Byron De La Beckwith in the murder of civil rights leader Medgar Evers.
Extradition in the Beckwith case is seen as a potential stumbling block for the district attorney's office.
I plan to fight repossession, extradition, tooth, nail, and claw.
In an attempt to replace a lost autopsy report, the District Attorney's Office of Hinds County today received permission by the Evers family to exhume the body of slain civil rights leader Medgar Evers.
The body, buried in Arlington National Cemetery in 1963, was found in remarkably near-perfect condition. Coroner Dr. Michael Bach.
After 18 months, extradition was finally granted in the case of Byron De La Beckwith, the man accused of slaying civil rights leader Medgar Evers. Beckwith will face murder charges 30 years after the initial 2 trials for the same offense ended in hung juries.
Thank you, son. I first received the call at 9:42 p.m. on the night of June 12, 1963. My partner and I responded and proceeded to the crime scene located at 2332 Guines Street.
Okay, that's pretty good, Benny, but just because you're reading the part of one of the dead witnesses doesn't mean you have to act like you're actually dead.
I'm doing my best, Bobby.
I know you are, Benny.
Medgar Evers' autopsy report just came in. You're not going to believe this. He's still dead.
Thank you, Clara.
I just got off the phone with Charles Evers. He says he's not coming to the trial.
Did he say why?
He wouldn't say.
Get me the address of his radio station. Look at this. They found a bullet fragment still in the body. It's consistent with the 30-06 Enfield. DeLauder.
You're gonna be sorry, DeLauder. What happened to that nigger gonna happen to you.
Another one?
The closer we get to trial, the more nut jobs are gonna crawl out of the woodwork.
Have you got a gun? Here, take this. No, wait, take this. No. Take this.
Be back. The great Robert Johnson.
Mr. Evers?
I woke up this morning.
Hi, I'm Bobby DeLauder. Please sit down.
Walking to work. Fucked up morning. Here now, I promise you.
Robert Johnson.
Daniel Joseph Blues.
Thank you.
You're welcome. May your soul rise up to heaven, for the devil knows you did. Say Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil so he could play the guitar like that.
What do you think?
All I know is the devil wanted my soul, cost him a lot more than some guitar lessons. Hey, you know, Mr. DeLauder, I believe after this trial's over, Mississippi come through this time.
You see, that's why I came here to talk with you, Mr. Evers. I'm wondering if you would change your mind and agree to come to the trial. Your presence there would mean a great deal.
Let me tell you something, Mr. DeLauder. Medgar was my baby brother. And there ain't nothing I wouldn't do for him. When we was little kids, we used to sleep in the same bed. And on cold nights, I climbed in first just so as I could warm up the sheets for him. I didn't go to the first two trials. Merely, a lot of criticized me for that. But I'll tell you, I won't go no third trial neither. And for the exact same reason. I know that if I ever got in the same room with Byron D. Beckwith, as God is my witness, I'd wrap my hands around that chicken neck of his and I'd snap it clean in half, and nobody. To my friends and your friend, Assistant District Attorney Bobby DeLauder. Bobby and me, we talking about my brother Medgar Evers. And we gonna play the blues for Medgar all night long.
Surprised the bail was granted so quickly?
Mr. Beckwith was being held as a political prisoner. He's not been found guilty of anything, so why then should he be kept in jail?
Mr. Scott, you're an officer of an organization called the Nationalist Movement, isn't that correct, sir? Is that where the money came from to secure Mr. Beckwith's bond?
Let me just say that Mr. Beckwith has a lot of friends here. He'll do whatever it takes.
Suppose he doesn't show up for the trial. Suppose he leaves the country.
If he runs, we'll find him.
And how long will that take? Another 5 years, another 10? I've already devoted a lifetime to this. That ought to be enough.
Yes, ma'am, it sure ought to be.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
It's all right, Ms. Evers. It's quite all right. How's Jared doing?
Fine. He and Bert seem like they've been brothers all their lives.
They all sleeping?
Mm-hmm. And that's what you should be doing.
I just want the opening statement to be great.
Well, it was great when you read it to me 3 nights ago. It was great last night, and unless you snuck in something about Beckwith deserving the Nobel Peace Prize, I'm sure it'll be great tomorrow morning.
You see, that's why I look to you. Eliminate Nobel Peace Prize reference. That's good. Hello?
Mr. DeLauder, I left a little gift for you in appreciation for everything you're doing to ruin civilized society.
What the hell is this?
It's scheduled to go off at 10 p.m. You have a nice night.
It's a bomb.
Why everybody get up? Get up, let's go. Everybody get up. It's nothing at all. Right outside that door, let's go. Just a little drill is all. Just a little drill. Head for the front door. Open the door first. Head out right in the street. Go. Right. Come on.
Is this still the drill?
Any OD, are you able to release any units?
Negative, dispatch. Keep you advised.
Where are we going, Dad? I told you we're going to the Holiday Inn. Is that where we're going, Daddy? The Holiday Inn?
That's right, Drew. Mr. Lauder, we haven't found anything, but just be on the safe side. We're gonna go through it one more time.
I appreciate that. I told them if anything ever happened, all they had to do was walk away. How are they supposed to walk away from a bomb?
There wasn't a bomb.
This time.
Bobby, if you want to give this thing up, I understand. No one could fault you. But the world isn't going to be any safer.
I don't give a shit about the world. These are my children.
Yes, they are. And someday they're going to be able to tell their children that it was their daddy who put away the man who killed Medgar Evers.
Oh, Medgar Evers was a fool, and my daddy was right. Doesn't matter how many civil rights laws you pass, you're never going to legislate how people think.
Bobby, there are always going to be a few misguided people.
I'm not talking about a few people. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about us. Do we have one single black friend? No. We don't have dinner with black people. We don't have black people over to our house. We don't even sit with black people in church. You think that this one trial is going to magically change all of this?
No, I don't. It's a step. That's all anyone can do is just take a step.
Why? Why do I have to take that step so that some sick son of a bitch can murder my wife and my children? Excuse me if I'm not interested in taking that step.
Where are you going?
For a drive.
Was that your funeral? It was pretty smart, wasn't it? Oh, the same old indigestion on it. He's the only thing that helped.
Bobby?
I don't know if I'm going to heaven or hell, but I'm going from Jackson.
We're on record in the matter of the state of Mississippi versus Byron de Beckwith. Is the prosecution prepared with its opening statement?
We are, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very simple case.
It's about a man whose life was snuffed out on June the 12th of 1963 by a bullet that tore through his body. A bullet aimed out of prejudice, propelled by hatred, and fired by a back-shooting coward from ambush at night. The evidence will overwhelmingly show that Byron D. LeBeckwith, a self-proclaimed rabid racist on a lifelong mission to purge society of anyone and anything that stood for integration, is the man that fired that bullet. The evidence is going to show how, when he thought he'd beaten the system, he bragged about what he'd done. Bragged about getting away with murder. The evidence will undeniably show that the person who pulled the trigger and ended the life of Medgar Evers is this defendant, Byron D. LeBeckwith.
Mr. Coxwell?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Merida Coxwell. This is James Kitchens, and we are representing Mr. Beckwith. Mr. DeLauder started his opening statement by saying that this was a very simple case. I agree with him. For what Mr. DeLauder is going to rely on is for you to convict Mr. Beckwith simply because of his opinions. That's because Mr. DeLauder knows that the state cannot prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the crime. By the time this trial is over, you will have seen it was physically impossible for Mr. Byron D. LeBeckwith to have killed Medgar Evers. Mr. Beckwith is not guilty. That's what the proof will show. Thank you.
State may call its first witness.
The state calls Merle Evers.
Raise your right hand. You swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Seated.
Could you tell us your name, please?
My name is Merle Evers.
Going back to 1963, were you married at that time?
Yes, I was.
And to whom were you married?
Medgar Wiley Evers.
When was the last time you saw your husband alive?
June 11th, 1963. I'd fallen behind in my housework and got up early that morning to iron some shirts for Medgar. By the time he woke, I had 10 freshly ironed shirts neatly hung on hangers. He said, "I thank you for ironing these shirts, but I'm not going to need them." Before he left for work that morning, he kissed us all goodbye and then left. But then he came back and took me aside. And he said, "If anything should happen to me, I want you to promise me you will take care of my babies." I said, "Of course. They're my babies, too." He then kissed us all goodbye again and left.
Could you tell the jury what you remember seeing and hearing when your husband returned home that night?
It was just after midnight when he got home. We heard the car. And then there was this horrible blast. The children fell to the floor as their father had taught them. I bolted to the front door. Medgar was lying in the carport. Still had his keys in his hand. blood everywhere. Children came out shortly after I did, and they were screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, get up. Daddy, please get up." But I knew he would never get up again.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Mr. McIntyre, have you ever owned a 1917 Enfield 30-06 rifle?
Yes, I have.
Did you own that rifle in 1963?
No. Sometime, I believe in 1960, I traded it to Mr. Beckwith.
Mr. McIntyre, I want to show you this firearm and ask if you would read the serial number on the barrel, please.
1052682.
Thank you. Now, going back to Exhibit 35, would you read the serial number on the invoice of the gun that you had purchased and later traded to Mr. Beckwith?
1052682.
Ms. Holder, were you at Joe's Drive-In on the night of June 11th, 1963?
Yes, sir. I wasn't working that night, but I was there hanging out with my friends.
Would you tell the jury whether or not there came a time when your attention was directed towards any particular automobile?
Well, yes, sir. Being a car hop, you notice cars. This one had a long antennae on the side of it. We thought at first it was a patrol car. It was white and it had a lot of mud on it. It was a Plymouth Valiant.
Mr. Hargrove, were you employed by the Jackson Police Department in June of 1963?
Yes, I was. In charge of the Identification Division for 42 years.
And Mr. Hargrove, did you reach a conclusion as to whose fingerprint was on the telescopic side of the gun recovered in your presence on June the 12th of 1963?
Yes, sir, I did. With 14 points of identification, there's more than enough to identify the fingerprint of Mr. Byron D. Beckwith.
After 4 days of testimony in the trial of white supremacist Byron D. Beckwith, the prosecution thus far has presented essentially the same case as was offered up in the two original trials. However, this time there are two significant differences. First, the makeup of the jury. In 1964, Beckwith faced two all-male, all-white juries. Today, he faces a jury made up of 8 blacks and 4 whites. And tomorrow, the prosecution is expected to introduce 3 new witnesses who did not testify in the first 2 trials. The nature of their testimony will presumably...
State your name for the record, please.
Delmar Dennis.
Mr. Dennis, in March of 1964, were you an active member of an organization known as the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan?
I was.
And in September of that same year, did you become a paid informant for the FBI?
I did.
And in your capacity as informant, did you ever encounter the defendant, Byron D. Beckwith?
I did.
What were the circumstances of that encounter?
On August 8, 1965, I met Mr. Beckwith at a Klan meeting in Byron, Mississippi. He was a featured speaker that night.
Now, during that talk, would you tell the jury what, if anything, the defendant said concerning the murder or shooting death of Medgar Evers?
He said killing that nigger gave me no more inner discomfort than our wives endure when they give birth to our children. We got to get in there and kill those enemies, including the president, from the top down.
Did he say anything else?
Yes, sir. He said you're going to get away with it like I did.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Your witness.
Mr. Dennis, you have seen some FBI reports about your activities as a paid informant, haven't you?
Mr. DeLauder's office furnished me with copies.
In fact, there are pages and pages of dialogue that you reported to the FBI of things that various people said over lunch, over dinner, riding in cars, meetings. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yet nowhere in all those reports does the quotation that you attributed to Mr. Beckwith appear, does it?
Maybe the pages got lost over the years.
And maybe they never existed.
Objection.
Sustained. Dog ate my homework.
Mr. Dennis, did Byron D. Beckwith ever specifically say that he killed Medgar Evers?
He never said, I killed Medgar Evers. That's true.
No
But
further
it was
questions,
clear
Your
to
Honor.
everyone there that's what he meant.
Your Honor, we ask that the witness's unsolicited opinion be stricken from the record and that the jury be instructed to disregard it.
The jury will disregard Mr. Dennis's last statement.
Well, I was standing out in the yard, and he said something to me about having been tried twice in Mississippi for killing that nigger.
And what did he say about that?
He said, I had a job to do, and I did it.
Thank you, Mr. Prince. Nothing further.
Mr. Prince, back in 1986, when Mr. Beckwith allegedly made the statement to you, of course, you went straight to the authorities, didn't you?
No.
Well, you must have told some of your buddies about it.
No.
You didn't tell anybody you were renting a house from a man who admitted to you that he'd killed somebody?
I didn't at that time. No.
Mr. and Mrs. Beckwith had you thrown out of the house you were renting from them because you had a drinking problem. Isn't that true?
I had a drinking problem, but that's not why they threw me
You
out
don't
of the house.
particularly like Mr. Beckwith for throwing you out, do you?
Ms. Morgan, when you were living in Greenwood, Mississippi in the early 1970s, did you and your husband give the defendant a ride up to Parchment Prison?
Yes, sir. Me and my husband, Lloyd, was going to see Lloyd's brother, Jimmy Dale Morgan, and Mr. Beckwith was going to see some friend of his, whose name he wouldn't tell us.
During that time, did the defendant make any statements concerning the murder of Medgar Evers?
Yes, sir. He said that he had killed Medgar Evers, a nigger, and he said we better not say anything about us driving him up to Parchman because he wasn't scared to kill again.
Thank you, Mrs. Morgan.
Mrs. Morgan, you have had some very traumatic things happen to you in your life, haven't you?
Most definitely.
Your estranged husband, Lloyd Morgan, was very abusive to you. Is that correct?
Objection irrelevant.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Kitchens?
Your Honor, if you'll allow me, this line of questioning speaks directly to this witness's credibility.
Overruled.
Mrs. Morgan, your husband, you told us, carried on an incestuous relationship with one of his children.
Yes, he did.
And your father was very abusive to you when you were a child.
Yes, sir.
And as a result of all this, you have been diagnosed by psychiatrists as having an anxiety disorder.
Yes, sir, I have.
I have nothing further.
Well, if this here jury wants to believe a lying drunk, a paid informant, and a damn loony bird, then I reckon I might be in a bit of trouble, but not as much trouble as our beloved justice system. And you know, this Prince fella still owes me $64 worth of rent.
Mr. Beckwith, how do you account for the matching serial numbers on the gun?
My rifle was stolen out of my house several days before this nigger turned up dead. Hey, turn those lights off. Can't you see you're hurting my wife's eyes?
Mom, how can you stand watching this idiot?
When your father died, I carried around such hatred for that man, I actually made inquiries into having him killed. But in time, I was able to let that hatred go.
I don't know how.
Well, I remembered something your father once said to me. He said, when you hate, the only person who suffers is you. Because most of the people you hate don't know it, and the others don't care.
Of course, the big question here is, will Beckwith himself testify, as he did so confidently back in 1964?
Everybody wants to see the Byron D. Beckwith show.
Well, if they decide putting him on is too risky.
You kidding? He's the only one to get up and tell that cock and bull story about his gun being stolen 2 days before the murder. Besides, this is Byron D. Beckwith we're talking about. Coming down from his mountaintop by God Almighty to give us a word according to delay. He'll testify.
I'll see you upstairs.
Mr. DeLauder. Something happened to you in your boyhood make you mean-spirited enough to turn on your own? Why aren't you out doing what the good Lord in the state of Mississippi got every right to expect you to be doing?
Which is?
Putting niggas away for killing white people instead of the other way around. You know, you and us, Mr. Peters. Now, y'all ought to be run out of this state perpetuating this foolishness, and y'all probably will be.
Mr. Beckwith, this is not some deer you brought down. This is a human being.
A deer, Mr. DeLauder, is a beautiful animal. It's one of God's creatures. I would never kill a deer. A nigger, on the other hand, well, that's another matter entirely.
Are you standing here and admitting to me that you
killed Medgar Evers? What if I did? It's not like there's anything you nor anybody else can do about it. Yes, sir.
We're gonna see about that.
Oh, that we will. That we will. You know, it only takes but one of them, doesn't it? The question is, which one's it gonna be? Maybe it's gonna be that chubby little white gal who would be sorely vexed to let one of her own kind be put away for this, no matter what she told y'all when she got on this jury. Or maybe that old nigger minister who won't want sending a sick old man to prison on his conscience. The point is, you ain't never, ever gonna get 12 people to convict me of killing a nigger in the state of Mississippi. No, sir. Hell, son, I don't even have to take the stand. A couple more days, I'll be heading back to my home in Signal Mountain, Tennessee, where I will sit on my porch and live out my days in peace and prosperity. What are you gonna do, Mr. DeLauder? What are you gonna do? Free at last, free at last. Great God Almighty, I'm free at last.
The defense calls James Holly.
Relax, he's just needling you. You'll testify.
Raise your right hand. You swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated.
Mr. Holly, did you have any sort of personal relationship with the defendant?
No, sir, none whatsoever. I just kind of knew who he was.
Mr. Holly, in the early morning of June 12, 1963, did you have occasion to see Mr. Byron D. LeBecque?
Yes, sir. He was standing outside at a shell station while the attendant was putting gas in his car.
Can you tell the jury what time you saw Mr. Beckwith?
At approximately 1:03 in the morning.
About how many miles is it from Greenwood to Jackson, would you say?
Oh, must be around 90, 95 miles.
So you're saying you saw the defendant less than an hour after the murder, calmly standing by his car some 95 miles away from the scene of the crime?
Yes, sir.
I have nothing further.
Mr. Hawley, on the night you say you saw Byron D. Beckwith in Greenwood, Delay, as you call him, I believe. Is that right?
Delay Beckwith, yes, sir.
Why do you call him Delay? Are y'all first name buddies?
No, sir. I call him Mr. Beckwith most of the time.
And we just noted Delay's car, and Delay and the attendant were at the station. Isn't that exactly what you told me and my investigators when we came up to Greenwood to ask you what you were doing that night? Delay, your buddy.
My friend.
And how long has he been your friend?
Well, just shortly after World War II.
So when you said that you had no personal relationship with him, that wasn't entirely true. You've known him for a long time, and y'all have been friends for a long time. Isn't that so?
Well, sure, we're friends. Just like I hope you and I are friends.
Pardon?
I said just like I would hope that you and I are friends.
I'm flattered. Let me ask you this, Mr. Hawley. Going back to the time the defendant was arrested, there were a whole lot of law enforcement people up in Greenwood trying to gather information, am I right? FBI, Jackson Police, do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever speak to Detective Sanders, one of the investigators in charge of this case?
I might have spoken a word with him.
Then you told him you saw Byron D. Beckwith in Greenwood gassing up his car the night of the killing, is that right?
I did not.
Why not?
I had no reason to tell him unless he asked me.
You had no reason as a sworn police officer to tell an investigator in an important murder case that you knew that the suspect in that case was 90 miles away at the time of the murder?
I would have been buttoned into his investigation unless
You
he
would have
asked
been
me.
buttoned into his investigation by telling him an alibi?
Sure.
Did you ever go to the district attorney's office and tell them what was going on?
No, sir.
Did you ever go to the FBI and tell them what was going on?
No.
Isn't it a fact that the only person you spoke to about this case was Hardy Lott, Mr. Beckwith's defense attorney?
Well, when he called me.
And how long was the defendant in jail by then? A couple of weeks?
I don't remember exactly.
Well, let me help you out. It was over 8 months. 8 months. You let your buddy sit in jail all that time and never once told a single person you've got the wrong guy. Is that what you're asking this jury to believe?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Holly, earlier in your testimony, you said that you and I are friends. Is that right?
Said what?
That we're friends. You and I are friends.
Oh, yes, sir.
You still think we're friends, Mr. Holly?
Sure.
Well, as my friend, if I ever go to jail for murder, will you promise not to leave me there for 8 months if you know where I was when the murder took place? Objection!
That was a thing of beauty.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would you like to redirect?
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you lie for Mr. Beckwith?
No, sir.
Did he ask you to?
No.
As a former police officer, you know that perjury is a serious crime.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Holly, I'm going to ask you this one last time. On the night that Medgar Evers was killed, did you or did you not see Byron D. Beckwith some 95 miles away from where the murder had just taken place?
I saw him.
As God is your judge.
As God is my judge.
Thank you, Mr. Holly. We have nothing further.
Mr. DeLauder?
No further questions, Your Honor.
You may step down. Is the defense prepared to call its next witness?
Your Honor, the defense rests.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet in this courtroom or I'll order the bailiff to clear the courtroom.
Coward to the end.
To my knowledge, this jury is being asked to look further into the past than any jury in the history of American jurisprudence. That places you folks at a considerable disadvantage. Evidence has been lost. They don't have the bullet. They don't have the spent cartridge case that was found in the gun. They don't have the live ammunition that was found in the gun. Where is it? Nobody knows. Does this create reasonable doubt? Of course it does. And you have heard a number of witnesses testify that years after the crime, Mr. Beckwith said this or Mr. Beckwith said that. But the defense has presented you with an eyewitness, a sworn officer of the law who has testified under oath that he saw the defendant in Greenwood, Mississippi, over 90 miles from Jackson, less than an hour after the murder. Does that create reasonable doubt? You bet it does. And reasonable doubt means one thing, and one thing only. By law, you must render a not guilty verdict. Forget that it's Byron D. Beckwith. Forget that you may not like him, that you may not agree with him. Judge the evidence and judge it fairly. Because in the United States, we don't do that for people we just like and admire. We do that for everybody that's on trial
in an American court of law. Because if the system doesn't work for Byron de la Beckwith, it doesn't work for anyone. I ask you to let the system work. And once and for all, find the defendant, Byron de la Beckwith, not guilty. Thank you.
Mr. DeLauder?
An unarmed man arrives home in the late hours of the night, home to his family, his wife, and 3 small children. Gets out of his car, and with his back turned, is gunned down by a coward. That coward is Byron de la Beckwith. His gun, his scope, his fingerprint, his car, and lastly, but certainly not least, his mouth. When he thought he'd gotten away with it, he couldn't keep his mouth shut with people he wanted to impress. And now his venom has come back to do him in because, ladies and gentlemen, there is no statute of limitations on murder. The law doesn't say that if you killed somebody 10 years ago or 20 years ago or even 30 years ago, that you don't have to pay the price. And the law doesn't say that if you're 50 years old or 60 years old or 70 years old, that you don't have to pay the price. No man is above the law. Then for what reason was Medgar Evers' life taken? For wanting some degree of equality for himself, his family, and his fellow man. Ladies and gentlemen, when that kind of murder happens, no matter who the victim, no matter what his race, there is a gaping wound laid open on society as a whole. Justice has sometimes been referred to as the soothing balm to be applied to the wounds inflicted on society. But when there is no justice, those wounds can never be cleansed. Those wounds can never be healed. When I addressed you in my opening statement, I said that this was a simple case. Well, I was right and I was wrong. The evidence is simple, and the conclusion is more than obvious. But the reason we are all sitting in this courtroom so many years after this disgraceful assassination took place is anything but simple. President John F. Kennedy, in his landmark civil rights speech to the nation, delivered on the very night Medgar Evers was murdered, said, "We face a moral crisis as a country and as a people. Those who do nothing are inviting shame as well as violence. Those who act boldly are recognizing right as well as reality." Today, 30 years later, on behalf of the state of Mississippi, I'm asking you 12 ladies and gentlemen to act boldly, to hold this defendant accountable and find him guilty simply because it is right, it is just, and Lord knows it is time. Is it ever too late to do the right thing? For the sake of justice and for the hope of us as a civilized society, I sincerely pray that it is not. Thank you.
How long do you think they'll be out?
All I know is a short time is good and a long time is not so good.
And I'll pray for a short time. This reminds me of Medgar's office on Lynch Street. You know I used to be Medgar's secretary.
No.
Oh, Oh, yes. And he insisted that we behave in the office strictly as employer-employee. He'd call me Mrs. Evers, and I'd have to call him Mr. Evers.
Is that right?
Yes. Everybody thought he was crazy. But he was just so determined to do a good job. You remind me of Medgar.
Thank you, ma'am. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
There's many trials I've been through, and I can never take the waiting. You want to go for a walk?
No, you go ahead. I've gotten pretty good at waiting.
Hey, Judge Hillman, he don't have a lot of patience. That jury ain't back with the verdict in a few hours. He'll declare mistrial.
What? Oh, I'm not sure I got that. Would you mind repeating that, please? You didn't say mistrial, did you? Snoot you. I'm gonna snoot you.
All rise.
When the verdict is read, there will be no demonstrations or emotional outbursts of any type. Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
It has, Your Honor.
If the bailiff will hand me the verdict, please. I'm going to ask the jury at this time to stand before the bench and face the defendant. The defendant will rise and face the jury. The jury foreman will now read the verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Byron Dealer Beckwith, guilty as charged.
They're quiet in this courtroom.
Guilty.
Mrs. Evers, how did you feel when the verdict came in?
It's been a long journey. Medgar, I've gone the last mile of the way. I've gone the last mile of the way. And all I want to say
is yay, Medgar!